In this mini lecture, we will be examining augmentative and assistive communication systems, or AAC, and developing communication competencies in AAC users. First, let's review what AAC is. Augmentative and alternative communication systems refer to a set of practices that can help support an individual who has communication disorders. This help can be provided through written, spoken, or picture exchange supports. One thing to keep in mind is that AAC and assistive technology for communication are not interchangeable terms. AAC is a broad umbrella of terms for any system that can help support language. For example, sign language is a form of AAC. This is a system of gestures that is comprised of a gesture language that helps individuals with a communication disorder. Assistive technology for communication, most popular speech-generating devices, are often used for individuals with autism and other communication disorders as a form of AAC. Communicating through augmentative or alternative means requires different competencies than that of a traditional communicator. In the following slides, we're going to look at the 4 communication competencies that are needed to master an AAC system. First, let's review what a competent communicator is and what they can do. First, a competent communicator displays a positive self-image with their communication partners. They're able to show an interest and engage in conversation. They actively participate and take turns speaking or engaging. They have appropriate manners and can ask questions, follow up, comment, and disagree when needed. And finally, they can put social partners at ease by introducing their means of communication when needed. There are 4 domains of communication competencies for AAC users. In the next slides, we'll review each of these domains and what they mean. Linguistic competency is closely related to traditional competencies in language development. They involve the use and understanding of receptive and expressive language. Remember, receptive language is the ability to understand things that are heard or read. And expressive language is the ability to create messages that can be understood. This is an underlying skill in all language development. And if a child or AAC user struggles in linguistical development, these need to be addressed prior to becoming a competent speaker using an AAC device. The next skill is operational competencies. This is the ability to have the technical skills that are needed to operate a device or a system. This skill needs to be taught directly to students. One of the best ways to do this is through modeling and fading prompts as needed. Without operational competencies or understanding how to operate a device, a very expensive augmentative and assistive communication device can go to waste because it's not used. There are multiple video models that can be accessed for various AAC devices that I recommend that you review. If you have a child or student who uses an AAC device, it's important that you master how to operate this skill so that you can model its operation for the AAC user. After linguistical and operational competencies are addressed, you can begin to move to social competencies with AAC systems. A competent user must have the ability to initiate, maintain, develop, and end conversations. All of these skills can be taught through guided practice and social skills building. Many speech pathologists work on social competencies and developing pragmatic skills for AAC users and children with autism spectrum disorders. The final competency is developing strategic competence. And this involves problem solving and troubleshooting issues that may happen during a conversation that involve an AAC system or device. First, an AAC user needs to develop coping skills and the ability to adapt during conversations when needed. They also need to work on ways to solve problems or breakdowns in communication that may be linked to the use of the AAC device. Finally, it's important to seek out support when needed to ensure that a device is working correctly, is updated, and working in the most efficient manner as possible. Remember that efficiency and the ability to recall and use words or picture images is extremely important to have fluid conversations. This is a competency that is somewhat unique to AAC users. This, along with operational competencies, are the additional skills that are needed in order to master communication through the use of an AAC system. This week, you will be looking at some AAC and assistive technology communication apps and tools. I recommend that you look in your resources section to find out how to evaluate specific communication devices and tools to ensure that you're selecting the right tools for students in need.